Hello and welcome. Well, what a lovely summer's day it is today. Right. Oh, I got my shorts on and off. As you know, I get a monthly magazine. For purposes of not promoting anything, I won't say what magazine it is, but I am an artist and illustrator, so it does come in handy. And there's an article in this month's about glazing. Now, I love glazing. I love painting with glazes and things, especially in acrylic. And I've got a blank canvas that I've been working on now for a couple of weeks, showing you how to prime hardboard, etc. So I've been looking at this particular sheet of hardboard, and it's all been primed, ready for painting, and I couldn't, for the life of me, think what I could paint on it. I've been practicing with my airbrush now for, it's going to be close on 3 months, and I haven't actually done any brush acrylic painting, so my head's gone a little bit numb. But I come across an article here, and it's talking about glazing, obviously, and the best glazing master that I like anyway, and I prefer from all the others, was Valmir. And it just so happens, if I can find it, that Valmir, there we are, is a big part of this article. So I got the lady with the pearl earring. Now, I love this painting. I think it's so interesting to the eye, and it tells a story. She looks as if she's looking over her shoulder at her lover, and you know, I don't know if Valmir might have been her sugar daddy or something, who knows, but there's certainly something about the way she's looking at the artist. Anyway, I've decided to actually go ahead and paint this in acrylic with acrylic glazes. So I'm going to do an underpainting, and then I'm going to glaze it like I did in a previous video, the apples in the barrel. So check that out if you haven't already checked it. I'll put a link below. But don't know how long this is going to take, and it's a lovely evening. I might actually do the underpainting outside. So I'm going to go ahead now and get my pencil work done on the board, and there's no point me videoing that because you know there's so many different methods of doing it. I'll most probably get this done freehand because it's a bit quicker, and I want to try and get the underpainting done this evening if I can, so at least make a start. So yeah, hopefully I'll be set up in a minute. Well, according to you, it might take me about an hour, but you know, I'll most probably be outside. I'm hoping to catch the sun. I like painting in natural light, so let's go for it. Now, rather than rush into this painting as many of us do, I want to separate it into two distinct stages. So first of all, I want to start off with the pencil outline. I've partitioned off parts of my canvas board into, I put a horizontal, vertical, 2 diagonals, that type of thing, onto the canvas panel. And then I'm just free-handing the drawing and to get the outline that I require. I'm now putting the gesso down. This is black gesso, and this is the first coat. I've only thinned it slightly, and I'm going to put the background in because the background is mainly, well, it's a blue-black, but I'll add the blue later. Although the underpainting is normally confined to work employing glazes, today's artists prefer to be on a direct painting. So, but they might find value in preparing an underpainting as it can be considered as a plan for the final work. For this reason alone, it should be possible to have a more important place today, and it actually does. I quite enjoy painting in this way. You can see that I'm just about to finish the first coat of gesso onto the background. You can't see the pencil drawing I've done too good on this at the moment, but when I change camera angle that should be okay. Now all I'm doing now is I'm working some white gesso into the black gesso to give myself some grey tones, and I'm working on the headscarf. Now there can be considerable difference between a work built on a carefully constructed underpainting, as I'm doing, and a painting which has been commenced without such planning. Now in direct painting, of course, the detail associated with glazing would be unnecessary, as it would be covered with later paint applications. But in glazing it remains visible to a greater or lesser extent. Sometimes greater emphasis was placed on the construction of a painting than is the case today. In fact, earlier artists would have considered many a finished professional painting nowadays as a rather unrefined, unfinished underpainting. I have in mind a recent portrait I've seen of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Now the painter is a confident self-proclaimed artist and has produced a work that a skilled painter from the earlier times would have considered to be a roughed out underpainting. An underpainting which when finalised would give the basis for commencement of the actual painting. Okay, so let's go back to having a look at exactly what I'm doing here. I'm building up my different tones, my grey tones. I've got a grey stick. I haven't got it with me at this particular moment in time, but I have showed it in recent videos where I've gone from pure black and pure white, and I mixed up grey tones and put them all on a stick, so it gives me an idea of tones and values. So you can see me here now. I've built my lighter shades on the top of the scarf, and as they come round the back of the head, obviously they're getting darker and darker. Now I'm only using gesso in this painting as an underpainting, and I'm out in the sun. It's quite warm. It's about 18 degrees. The paint's not drying on me, so I mist the palette every 10 minutes or so, and I am using a little bit of flow improver and retarder, just a touch with my gesso, just ease of use. Now you can see I'm going into the face now. I'm starting to build the tones up on the face. Now this is notoriously an amazing painting to look at if you look at it, because Valmir, I think, used a camera obscura, because there's no way that he could get these light effects on this portrait without one. Moving on, trying to redefine the eyes, get the nose right. As I said, I do believe that Johannes Valmir actually used a camera obscura on this lady with the pearl earring. It's just the way the light is so soft on the face, and I don't think there's any other way you could get these tones. Now I'm painting this in the way I believe he did. He used the darkened room, got the camera obscura, and camera obscura, the lens actually projects the image onto the board or canvas upside down. But anyway, they've been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, these projectors, camera obscuras, etc. So I believe that he actually used a bit of charcoal and drew around the features, and he might have even actually done a little bit of underpainting, I don't know, but I'm trying to paint this in the way I think he would have painted it, and trying to get that effect that he had. I'm never going to get it because I'm not a master, but I respect the artist enough to try and do my best to get this image exactly as I think he would do it. And this is a good thing to do actually if you want to copy from other artists. As long as you don't go selling this work as an original, you should be okay. You can sell it as a genuine fake, and that shouldn't be a problem. But at the end of the day, you want to learn, you need to copy other people's works, and you can keep them for yourselves or give them away or whatever. You know, there's no problems with that at all. But I've done many and many a painting of the old masters in this manner, just to give myself some on training, because I'm a self-taught artist at the end of the day, and the best way to learn is try and copy another artist. And when the underpainting was first established, the various forms could be modelled using darker colours against the lighter underpainting. And don't laugh, I think it was known as the Mararina Subsanta or something like that. I'm not Italian, so I don't know. But once the shape was established, the application of any required glazes could commence, leading to the final work. This stage is known as the overpainting or glazing. Following the drawing, the underpainting and the modelling of the main work can be considered to have already been carried out. Now, many people think that the entire area or entire painting would be composed of glazed colours. Now, this was not the case. Glazing would be confined to certain areas of the work, most noticeably the dark folds in clothes such as satin, brightly coloured clothing, drapery, shadows and darks. The depiction of jewels, metals and lesser extent flesh, the deep depth and also the transparency of water can be conveyed through skillful glazing. Shadows in particular could be depicted with greater realism through the application of one or more glazed layers. Now, the masters obviously used oils, I'm using acrylics, so the glazing technique is similar, and I'm going to be using a glazing medium, which I will cover on the next lesson. But I'm concentrating mainly on the underpainting at the moment. Now, very dark areas also lend themselves to glazing, and this is the depiction of dark shadows. So I think that was called the Marina Fintata stage or Fintaza stage or something like that of the work. These areas were planned with great care, and they were tried and tested procedures, and they were adhered to. Now, the procedures and the fairly rigid recipes that were often involved found their way from one studio to another and became the standard procedure that was followed right throughout Europe. Okay, now there is one thing I would like to say, that you've got to be careful, and you can be certain that every speck of dust, fine hair floating around will be drawn to a wet glaze like as if it's a magnet. Now, it can be a nuisance when you're painting wet into wet painting, but it can quickly spoil a glaze. Now, no way has been found that I know of to protect the surface during the drying stage. One approach is to simply turn the painting towards the wall. Right, so yeah, I did waffle a bit, but considering I'm a self-taught artist, I am quite knowledgeable when it comes to my passion, and this is a passion for me. I love painting. It's actually helped me out of a bit of a medical problem. I had this mini stroke 4 years ago, and this helped me tremendously to regain my short-term memory, because I've got a bit of short-term memory loss. And, I do enjoy my painting because it's brought me back from the brink, to say the least. Now, I'm applying another coat of gesso again. This is just black. There's no blue in it at the moment. As I said, I'm just concentrating on black and white, and I'm just going around my image just to darken off the background. I've never seen the original lady with a pearl earring, but I am going to do a little bit more research on it now before I start glazing. So as you can see, I managed to finish the underpainting. Now, there's a few things I'm not happy with, which is the eye and the chin, but I'm going to rectify that now, so there's absolutely no point in me filming this at all. And all I use on this particular underpainting is just gesso, black and white gesso. So, you know, that's your first stage. And what I'm going to do now, once I get everything the way exactly as I want it, and then we'll start the glazing process. So Gesso, wonderful thing, not just for priming canvases but for doing all your grayscale painting as well. So have a go, have a practice. Brilliant stuff. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and for those that have subscribed, thank you very much. Please leave any comments in the comment box below. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to class this as a gesso underpainting stage, and then hopefully I'll progress onto a glazing stage then, and I'll take this onto another YouTube video for you. So yes, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks for watching. Painting along in the studio with myself, Clive. Hey, if this is your first time on my channel, please check out my playlist links below. You'll go through all the acrylic painting, and also there's an airbrush site as well which I've just started, which is phenomenal. I'm learning as I go, so you can laugh at my mistakes as well. If there's anything you want me to cover, then please leave a comment in the comment box. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. If you have already subscribed, well, thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.